1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. That's fielded in the end zone.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. On second down, Michel. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another second down. It'll be third.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their third down defense, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on third down.
Watch it now, Barney!
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, first and 10. Now a first down carry, it's Michel. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
Detroit!
Here we go with Michel. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Sony Michel, 76 yards. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. And personally, what a start for him to get in the end zone from that distance here on the first drive.
And it has the defense tearing up their defensive goals for the game, doesn't it? Because nowadays, when we talk to all the coaches, they don't talk about limiting yards per carry and those things. They just talk about limiting explosive plays, whether it's through the air or on the ground. And anything an explosive play on the ground, usually, 10, 12-yard runs? This one was way more than that. They've got to go back to the drawing board and try and shut it down.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Lucky 56.
They go play action here on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up the...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. A lot of times we talk about being opportunistic as a defense as a whole. Right now it's becoming just one guy on this defense.
And he is doing such a fantastic job because everyone emphasizes taking the ball away, going after the football. But some people just have a special knack for it. He forced 2 fumbles last week, and there he forces another one in this game.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Down right around the 25. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Flush to his right. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They'll run with Cook. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Carlson able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. New York set to take the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 41 yards. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the 1st quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, You've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play call, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy's disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
He'll get it up the middle. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Partner, when it's a goal-to-go situation, if you're on the field on defense, you have to know that you may be called on to make a tackle at any time. Here, the cornerback does exactly that. Plays the run really well and makes a big play.
And they will run it with Michel. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Sony Michel, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Going deep for Diggs. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Lucky 56.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. The left side caught by Diggs. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game. I like this effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. The kick by Carlson is good. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully they'll be kicking extra points instead.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The face mask moves him all the way out past the 40 now for 1st down. Here's Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. And he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On the handoff, it's Michel. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Detroit! 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 Leopard! Leopard! Gone! 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 Gone!
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
He will push his way down to about the 14. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes. The Jets on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Leopard! Leopard! Gone! 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 Leopard! Leopard!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Sony Michel on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And now look at him go. The 30, the 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Marquise Goodwin, 104 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught. And he'll get in as they're back within his score now. The lead's down to 7. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Lucky 56. Leopard.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And it's a fumble. But I think a Jet was able to recover, and they'll keep possession thanks to a heads-up play.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. On 1st and 10, Darnold is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down to Michel on the dump off. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll turn to Michel as they go back to the ground. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
On 1st down, it's Darnold. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, a 22. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. More from Minneapolis after this. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll give it to him up the middle. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Another timeout called by the Vikings now as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Well, they held them out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Michel. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Sony Michel on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, eluding the tackle. And now out comes Minnesota. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Looking deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Wow, what a disaster. You talk about a guy making a good play on the interception and then just trying to be too cute on the return.
It almost felt like his own gyroscope really got out of whack, didn't it? Going backwards into your own end zone after such a great play. Totally disoriented and gave up 2 points for his team.
And now out comes Minnesota. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Flushed out right. Now he's going to let it go deep right. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They're going to look to throw. Now bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Jets have recovered. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Going deep for Diggs. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Going deep for Diggs. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 39 that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Darren Lee. In from his linebacker spot, he's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one goes for 24 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Looking to throw. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. He'll get it up the middle, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
He'll look to throw, and that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have made this now a 1-score game. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Carlson now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Jets on third down. They've been excellent. 6 for 7. This is third and 8. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Ronnie Hillman in there. He gets the carry. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to have a third down.
Gone! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now back to throw. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
A give. This is Cook. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Again, it's Cook. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
That after the penalty. It's Hillman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
On second down, Cook. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On play action, they'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Carlson able to put this one through. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Called in by Anderson, left side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. From the 50, it's Darnold. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and it's 3rd and 5.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st, Michelle. About 3 yards there to the 27. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Here's Darnold now on second down. They'll check this one down to Michel. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They go play action here on 1st down. Trying to lay one up, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. Gerald Everett, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is down to 2. Carlson now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out now come the Jets. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Zach Brown coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. On 2nd down, Darnold. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. It's complete to Grant. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
No. Check. Patriot. No. Check. Patriot. Detroit. Leopard.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. That second down run a big help as 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important 3rd down.
Gun.
Now Darnold. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And some space here. Takes it the whole way. but he's stopped at the 4-yard line.
All praises for a tremendous return, but how about the guys that never gave up on the play, refused to let him get into the end zone, and tracked him down before he got there and made the tackle? A lot of pride exhibited by guys on special teams.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Counting down to 30 seconds remaining. He's back to throw. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw. And that is incomplete, 7 seconds remaining. So now it's 4th and goal, 1 play for the win. Other than that, not a very exciting finish.
Just a walk in the park,
yeah,
ho-hum. Yeah, ho-hum. I know one thing, though. I'm making someone beat me other than their top receiver.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall, the offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score, and he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
Again, this is Michel. And he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Jets, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.